In this video, we're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff. First of all, you're gonna laugh.
You used your sound and you had your fingers or a stick. That was you? That was yours?
I guess that's what just came out of
What's that? That was like a cat purring. I'm sure they were afraid of you.
That's tough right there.
Here, kitty, kitty. Would you have a fur ball? That was the worst. You better not edit that out. The only one that's tough is my ex-wife. I still pay for that one a lot.
Literally,
literally all the time. She just can't stop. 15 years later, she cannot stop. Narcissism is a very. We do not discuss it. We make the label. He's a narcissist, and that's it. We don't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. It's an extreme mental illness, and of course, I look like one because. Yeah, I'm in performing arts. Right. We all look like narcissists.
Yeah.
But I assure you, if you're watching or listening, I am not. Right. I have plenty of proof, damn it. I'm not a narcissist.
You can't find happiness in security.
No, of course you can't. You can only find happiness with a connection within, a connection with truth. It's the only way to do it. When we're free of fears, or fear of those doubts and those worries, when we are free, is the only time that we can truly have happiness. Let me hear what your second sounds like. Whoa, that's great. A series of farts. That's fantastic. Sean, what would you say the percentage of people you coach are narcissists?
This is going to be a video that I'm sure you're going to laugh at. I sit down with a good friend of mine and one of the most successful professional comedians in the industry, actually, to talk about alignment and how to get out of line to get into alignment. So if you're a coach, this is going to really help you with all of your clients, certainly with yourself and any other area in your life where you feel like you're out of alignment. Now, if you're new to this channel or you don't know a lot about me, for the last 15 and a half years, I've been certifying hundreds of coaches in our neurotransformational coaching methodologies. We've trained thousands of coaches on how to build successful coaching businesses. And I've just produced so much in the personal development world about how to overcome limiting beliefs and just live a more fulfilled, successful life. So in this video, we're going to dive into what alignment actually means. We're going to go off the rails. You'll see once Craig and I get together and we start talking, we could be talking about deep social, like justice conversations, then immediately tell a fart joke, right? So put on the seatbelt. Don't expect any kind of cleanliness when it comes to like where this conversation goes. We certainly don't follow any outlines. And let me know what you think about that kind of off the rail roller coaster conversation. He and I, we sat down after a golf session and just went at it. So I think you're going to laugh. Well, I know you're going to laugh. I think you're going to find a lot of value in this conversation. And I don't know what else to say. Here you go.
All right. Well, welcome to a special edition of Transformational Conversations with Coaches. Did you know that's what it's called?
I did not. I show up for anything you tell me to do. I wouldn't care if you called it spam sculpturing for the people from Philadelphia. I wouldn't care what it was called. I'm here for you.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I need more yes men in my life.
I'm not calling myself a yes man.
Oh, no,
that sounds very demeaning. Now I'm going to walk out.
So I'm here with Craig Shoemaker, a very good friend of mine. We're in his office, so you see the surroundings are a little bit different. And Craig is you're a big shot. Craig is
I was.
You was. Okay.
I was. I'm
Transformational
like,
conversations with has-been coaches.
I can't go as far as has-been.
Okay.
But it's very, very hard, especially during COVID with no comedy.
Yeah.
There's no stages, so very few. And I don't know anyone that's famous from their Zoom shows.
Right.
So, I remember him from Zoom.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I had that one really good Zoom show that you were on.
Yeah, but
it didn't get me famous though.
But that only had 100 people. I'm not going to do it 100 at a time. I used to be.
It was really only about 14.
Actually, I got my awards back here. I was.
Yeah, I made sure that those are on camera.
Did you
for
really?
You? Yeah. So Craig,
this is my pride and joy right here. The horse's ass.
Oh,
I got this at my ex-wife's family reunion. Right before she became my ex-wife, I won the Horse's Ass Award. It's my proudest.
That's amazing.
I've got Emmys, Comedian of the Year, Best Supporting Actor, all this kind of stuff. That's
the one that
I earned. I earned this one. And
that's the one.
I'll bet you that there has never been another. You know, you can have Emmy Award winners every year. There's a different one.
Yeah.
This Horse's Ass, I think they stopped
You're
the
probably
competition.
the reigning champion, yeah.
They once I was out of there, that's an 0-2. So, yeah.
Nobody will ever be able to replace
my career in Horse's Ass will continue until I die. I will tell you that right now.
Which is great. So, as you heard, Craig was actually the Comedian of the Year. What was it, like 20, 25 years ago?
20, yeah.
20 years ago?
Yeah, that's it, man.
He's been in many movies. He's had all kinds of appearances on very famous shows.
I am on Amazon Prime right now.
Are you really?
I have a special, a 90-minute special. Just me for 90
comedy?
minutes. Yeah, Datitude it's called.
Datitude's on Amazon Prime?
Yes, it is, yes. So,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of your stuff,
I'm sure I get no way. Well, you've seen me live.
I'm kidding.
I know that. I remember you in the audience.
Yeah, no.
I was blinded by your head. So I had to.
Craig is a fantastic, fantastic comedian. What you're really good at is connecting with the audience.
Yeah.
And knowing, you know, I don't know what you had in your head and what you were, you know, going to do regardless, but just to connect with the audience and your bit with the shotguns or
machine guns.
The machine guns.
Well, we all played machine guns when we were growing up.
Right.
And everyone had a machine gun sound.
Right.
And everyone would always make fun of mine. So I said, I'm going to have other people in the audience do it because we would play Army in the, you know, in the woods, backyards, or whatever. And everyone, you didn't use a gun, you know, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
You used your sound and you had your fingers or a stick. That was you? That was yours?
I guess that's what just came out of
What's that? That was like a cat purring. I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were afraid of you.
That's tough, right there.
Yeah, kitty, kitty. Would you have a fur ball? That was the worst. You better not edit that out. All these people there. Uh-oh.
Did we lose it?
Battery low.
Well, we gotta have batteries. Battery low or battery off?
Battery low.
Just shut off.
Battery low.
You gotta have batteries in there, right? I think I might have some in my.
I don't know if I do. I do not know.
I usually have batteries in there.
Battery low. Is the camera still going?
Camera's still going.
No, no. Did I curse? Let me call Corey. She would know. Is this mine or is this yours? Ah.
Oh, I feel things that feel like batteries. Oh, these are awful. How about this?
You got them?
Yeah, 3 in the gimbal over there.
She says she can plug the thing in.
You can plug it in?
I don't see how. We
didn't edit it out. We actually just ran out of batteries.
That was divine intervention for you. We're right in the middle of you making a fool of yourself. I was going to have you do a second round. Get another magazine full of ammo and do a second round. Let me hear what your second sounds like. Whoa, that's great. A series of farts. That's fantastic. I would have played with you as a kid and laughed. You would have beat me. I would have gone, that's it. I'm done. I surrender. So you came at them with the fur ball, kitty, kitty, purr, and then you topped it with a little.
And then I dropped the fart.
Triple fart. Here he comes. That is unbelievable.
Well, what are you? What's
you
yours?
are so good at your fart. I meant to say art. I'm going to do mine for you just to make you laugh.
I don't think I remember.
No, I never have.
Okay.
That's the whole point. Is when you're on stage, you get to choose.
To make fun of everybody else.
Yeah, nobody's hearing mine. I heard enough of it. That's why I ended up doing my act because I was tortured as a kid. I have one with an.
So this is the first. This is a big deal.
Yes.
Okay.
An exclusive in front of the 12 people that are watching. They're probably out now already. We might be down to 3. All right, so listen. It's going to have an echo at the end. For some reason, I saw this on television and films. It always sounded like there was a bullet that went and echo. It like ricocheted off, and it's the sound. Yeah. So here's mine.
Okay.
I always had the ow at the end. And it sounds almost like I'm going, ow, that hurt. But no, it's the echo.
Like you're taking fire.
My son is in the other room, thinks I'm out of my mind.
So that's what did it for him?
No, believe me. He's like an old soul.
He is.
Yeah, you've hung out with him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm way more immature than he is.
I don't know how you made that.
What's wrong with you? Right. Oh, it wasn't me, believe me. I have to have a DNA
test.
What's
wrong with you?
It's unbelievable. He's so mellow and chill.
He is.
And I'm the opposite. I don't know how.
Sometimes do you just catch him like looking at you like, what is that?
He gives me looks and says things. But he says them like real subtle. He goes, I heard that before, Dad. If I tell a story, I tell a lot of stories. I do story time with the kids. I'm thinking they're going to love this.
Right.
Heard it before.
But it sounds like he's protecting your feelings a little bit.
No.
Otherwise,
he's not.
Otherwise, he would come after you like, come on, Dad, that's stupid.
No, he does. He does that too. And maybe he might not say stupid.
Okay, got it.
Hey, Jackson, what's your favorite story that I tell? Come out here so I can hear you. One that you don't say, I heard that before. What's the favorite story? What? It's favorite story I tell you at night. Which one? What? Oh, you like that one? You know the one he likes?
What's
about
that?
My drunken grandmother passing out. Look at the smile on his face. They love the old drunk stories.
Nice.
Yes, they've never seen Dad drunk.
What's the story that you don't like, Jackson?
One you're sick of?
None of them?
No, he likes them all. I tell him all about my life growing up, and I have to edit like crazy, but there's some of it I like to tell.
Right.
That's the thing is I wonder if we should. What do you share with children? Because A, they're going to eventually know. B, we shouldn't be secretive because you're only as sick as your secrets. You know what I mean? So
that's a good one right there. You're only as sick as your secrets.
Well, listen, I was very sick because I was raised to keep secrets and image conscious and make sure. And by the way, here's the thing. And narcissists are this way. They always think, oh, I'm going to put on a big show for you. And I'm going to. We all know. At the end of the day, we all know. You're not hiding anything.
Right.
The image conscious people, they don't understand. Well, maybe they do. We're on to you.
Yeah.
So you might as well just admit it. I talk about this in my class that I'm teaching. Is humility is just such a undervalued art.
Right.
I would love if more people got humble and admitted their wrongs and acted the fool. Who cares?
Yeah. It's tough. Why do you think that's so tough?
Because of our everything. You're going to hear every answer from me is conditioning.
Yeah.
We had conditioning programming from birth, and we were taught, don't be silly, wipe that smile off your face.
From parents, from society,
Absolutely.
from all institutions.
Yeah. My book is called Get Out of Line and Into Alignment because we're in lines right away. As soon as we're born, you get in lines, you get rewarded for it. The ultimate
is that a book you're writing?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Finished.
I hadn't heard it.
Oh, really?
No.
Get out of line, into alignment. If you're in alignment with yourself, your true source, your energy,
it's interesting when you said it. Sorry to cut you off. When you said it first, I took it. Get out of line, like misbehave, right? Because the phrase of don't get out of line.
Oh, interesting.
I took it to be be disruptive and break the rules. And
that is, I guess.
I'm sure it's part of it.
Well, it's saying the same thing because they want you in line.
Right.
And then they actually, I never even thought about that before. They go, you're out of line.
Exactly.
Hey, look, don't get out of line with me.
Right. Yeah.
That's interesting. I never thought of it that way because I've always said that these lines that we're in, they're the patriarchal lines, and that's a lot of what's going on. I know you discuss race on your Facebook and things like that, and that's all it's about. Is they're mad if minorities are out of line. You better get in that damn line.
Yeah, I think
you better acquiesce. You better.
Yeah, it's threatening.
Yes. Yes, it's threatening to the patriarchs. So,
right.
You know.
So speaking of, I don't know what you said a few moments ago, but it made me think of Caitlyn Jenner because you just spent some time earlier today.
Yeah, a few minutes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We're in our golf attire because we were actually at the golf range shooting something. What were we even shooting? Is that like a reality TV show or something like that?
It's a television talk show, a golf show. It's in 18 markets.
Okay. See, I just said yes to you as well.
Your beautiful swing is going to be in 18 markets.
I was hitting them pretty well.
You were. You were really hit. Yeah, I'm afraid to take you out now. Yeah, you better give me strokes. I'm just a head case when I golf. Do you know what's funny about the guy who taught me today?
Yeah.
You know, they talk about the waggle. You get some balance. You know, it's kind of wiggling. If those you don't know golf, you kind of wiggle to get your balance.
Yeah.
He told me to waggle my mouth because I'm so uptight.
Really?
Of all people, a comedian, I am so uptight when I stand a second. I have beautiful practice swing.
Yeah.
Best in the business. People look at this guy.
You're a practice swing All-American?
Woof.
Yeah.
And then people I want him on my team. They regret that 4 holes later. Plus, I curse. I get so mad at myself.
Yeah.
I play in these tournaments, and they always mic me up. They think I'm going to be funny. And I'm not funny at all. I have Tourette syndrome. I'm cursing and it makes it more pressure when the only way I can curse is if Marshall Faulk is around.
Okay. Why is that?
Because, you know, the running back.
Of course.
And he plays in all these tournaments, which is great. So I go, Faulk, Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk.
Right.
Fuck, what happened? What did I do?
Right, yeah.
And it's great. You know? So he was the host for a few years. It was great.
Oh, okay. So that's perfect.
I was very organic in my cursing. But doesn't it go to show you how ridiculous language is? That I could just say his name like that and no one's going to be angry with me.
Yeah.
But at first they are. They're listening right now. They're going,
right.
Oh, how dare he wash his mouth out with soap.
Yeah.
That's to get out of line and into alignment.
That is.
Yeah, get out of line. Curse it up. Who cares?
Right.
You know, but so many people, we are conditioned for a language, and it's ridiculous because the same word means absolutely nothing in another language.
It's just a sound. You think about words.
You
like
said the F word in Kazakhstan or whatever.
Right, yeah.
They're going to go, what's that mean? They don't care. It means nothing.
Yeah.
But they might have their own curse that means something to them. It just tells you how meaningless these things are that we put so much meaning into. And I want to get out of these lines.
Tell me more about that. I didn't even know that your book was called that. I think it's a brilliant title.
Wow. We've done, 20 podcasts together?
Yeah, at least.
You didn't even know this?
No.
Well, it's really...
Maybe you told me.
It's really about this discovery that I've had in my life, which made me a better comedian, by the way. And I'll tell you...
You were already a comedian, though, right? So
I've never talked about this.
Okay.
But I had a big transformation. Isn't this episode about transformation?
It is transformational.
Well, why don't we bring it back to that? But the audience will be very happy. My producers are constantly angry with me, so I might as well do it right on your show and rein you in to the topic.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a transformation.
I only title these after they're all done.
Oh, I thought we started with that. Okay, well let's make
the topic. We haven't even. The topic is now get out of line and get into.
Oh, no, that's the topic.
That'll be the title. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. All right. Well. Right. I'm making it about transformation because that's what I thought.
Perfect.
So I had this career that was really popping. Yeah. And I'm talking about as a kid. I started as a kid in comedy.
Like what? Teenage?
16.
And what did you do?
Paid
Just start
right
going,
away, by the way,
really?
because I did impressions. And when you do impressions, it's kind of like music. Like you can play music in a Holiday Inn in the corner of a Holiday Inn, and nobody really cares. You don't need feedback. Comedy, you need feedback.
Sure.
When you do an impression, you don't really need feedback because you're just doing the impression, and it's more impressive, if you will. And
would you say that was easier for you to do because then your style of comedy didn't have to be funny?
Well, correct.
To
you
them,
don't have to be funny. It's more about
the joke doesn't need to make sense.
Look at that.
Got it.
That's
that
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, so they're
and most people can't do impressions, so you have a skill that they don't have.
Yeah, it's like magicians the same
way.
Right.
Yeah.
Ventriloquists are the same way. People are more amazed by what they're like. Ventriloquists, by the way, they have like 10 jokes.
Yeah,
they all have 10 jokes.
Right.
Hey, I got a splinter. whatever it is.
Right.
Get your hand out of there. You know,
Right.
they all have the same jokes. It's different ventriloquism.
Right.
But
Okay, so
you're
you're
just amazed. You're going, didn't move the lips the whole time.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing by itself. So they don't have
and
to.
then, so impressions. I started by doing impressions, and
how'd you even start impressions?
Oh
like
my
when
God.
you were young,
Yeah, that was
to
that
get
was-
attention
that was
from
my way
parents,
out.
friends, whatever.
Yeah, well, one parent left when I was born, so no
Okay.
impression brought him back.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, let me do Ronald Reagan for you. Maybe you'll appear.
Will you come
Well,
back?
Here's my dad. You know, no, it didn't work. He loved Jimmy Stewart. I thought maybe he liked Jimmy Stewart. But my father is well, look at you. You're a warm, frustrated old man. That was from It's a Wonderful Life, Mr. Potter.
That's only
That
about a
didn't
half
bring
a
him
step
back.
away from Barney Fife too.
No, it's not. They're completely different. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Barney Fife is right up here, there, little buddy. That's right. So these are the impressions. I did the whole cast of Mayberry.
Really?
Yeah, my first act was celebrity smoking pot in Mayberry.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Even Aunt Bee was in there. Andy! Andy! There are seeds in my marijuana, Andy! And then at Floyd, I love Floyd. I'm high Andy. It's good weed, Andy. Damn good reef right there, Floyd. Anyway, I got the munchies. So this was my act. Now, look, you're entertained, by the way.
This is
You're
amazing.
laughing.
Yeah.
So I would do Curly from the Three Stooges, fully committed.
Could you do all the Stooges?
Just
just Curly?
I did Curly
Okay.
on the floor, writhing around, like everything. I fully committed. That was my
Right.
closing bit.
Okay.
How could you follow Curly
Right.
on the floor, twirling? I'm not going to get up and go, okay, I have another little monologue
Yeah,
here.
right.
I always ended with Curl. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nyah, nyah, nyah. Anyway, this got me out of trouble.
That's amazing.
This got me in trouble, out of trouble in high school, got me attention. By the way, the girls
Probably
say
in
they
trouble.
want. The girls say they want a sense of humor. That is one thing is full of crap. There is no
you've
way.
proved that false.
Oh, that is so. There is not one girl. You think that there's a guy leading the Bicentennial League as a quarterback, and they're going to go, I'd rather have funny Craig Shoemaker
Right.
who does Get Smart impressions answering his shoe. That's who I want. Now, no, there's not even a shot. How come the sexiest man alive on People magazine is never Carrot Top or the Wayans brothers? No, it's absolutely full of it. Women, stop the surveys already. Don't lie to us anymore, okay? You don't want a sense of humor. They're never in the front row throwing panties at me. Oh, women want a song written about them. I know rock
Yeah.
stars. Oh, you know that. I mean, they have women lined up. They have backstage passes.
Yeah.
They got 2, 3, 4 a night. You think because they
That's not what life was like
no, they
in
think
the
that-
comedy clubs?
Oh my God! They think you're going to sing a song about them.
Right.
Rosalita, Jump a Little Higher, My Sharona. I've met the Sharona. She's a real estate agent in Encino. She has a song written about her. Sarah Smile. It goes on and on. They're going, that's my song. He wrote that about me.
They don't want jokes written about
No,
them?
do you think they're out there going, oh, here it comes, here it comes. I love when he talks about my PMS. Oh, this is awesome. That's my comic. That's my comedy boy.
Right.
Oh, that's a true story, by the way. He's saying up there, I absolutely did that. I hit him with a frying pan. Watch this. Oh, that's his greatest hit. That was my greatest hit, too. No. They're full of it. They
You're
don't want to
debunking this.
There is no woman that's watching this right now going, God, is he single?
Most of my
Is he single?
viewers are women, so women, please comment on this if Craig's telling the truth or not.
Just one time, I would love one to say, no, you're really sexy.
Will you write a joke? Has any woman ever asked you to write a joke for her?
Write a
No?
joke for her? Oh my God! My mom had a restraining order against me for talking about her in my act. I'm not even lying. I got an. I'm not. I am not even lying. I got a letter from a law firm, a cease and desist, to stop talking about a true story. it formed me as a child. I'm not going to hold it in that she belly danced at my high school graduation party. I'm not. It's just not going to. Sorry, maybe if it was in song form, she'd be okay with it. And that belly dance at my high school graduation.
Oh my goodness.
She came down the stairs with the finger cymbals and veils. My mother belly danced at my high school graduation. Maybe that's okay, but it wasn't in the form of a joke. Absolutely true story. Not one bit of it is made up. She changed to Scheherazade. That was her new name. My friends all wanted her anyway.
Your mom changed her name, or you
to
changed
Scheherazade.
Really?
When she became a belly dancer. She had a navel jewel, finger cymbals, veils, and these words came out of her mouth. It was mostly guys. They all wanted my mom, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very attractive, like divorcee. Yeah. And so I hear these words. I hear the music. Then I hear ching, 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 ching. That's the finger cymbals.
Yeah.
I have a treat for you and your friends. Descends the stairs. My friends, she got us a keg.
This
screaming.
is in your house or where?
In my house,
Okay.
in the rental house.
And she's in her belly dancing
rental house,
like costume?
full on Scheherazade. Belly rolls. I could show you right now how to do a belly roll. She's doing belly rolls in front of my friends, has them under the veils. They're throwing quarters at her, and I'm in back of the couch thinking to myself, I am not going to be an accountant. There's not a shot that there's any normal that's going to come out of this guy. That was out of line. And I got into alignment with my humor. But my point was, an hour ago, that I had a moment of transformation that I actually know when it was.
I would love that. I would love hearing that.
So everyone in the 90s got a sitcom. Every
But
comedian.
before we go there,
Yes,
how did it go?
We go back to the belly
How
dance.
did the cease
My mother's
and
not
desist
happy. She wanted this.
How did the
She
cease and
wants me to
desist
cease and desist.
play out?
You know, only reason I told you, I know you have nobody watching except for some Mary Kay clients or whatever it is. You know, you coach a lot of women.
I'm sure everybody watching just appreciated that comment.
So I'm out of line. You probably edited it out. I thought a lot of Mary Kay women were your clients. Isn't that correct? Is that true or not?
In the past, yeah. Not the majority of people who
I didn't say the majority. There could be channel. 2 or 3, or there could be 1 for all I care. That would be.
Yeah.
See, comedy is truth. I just gave you a little secret.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So comedy is truth. You have had a Mary Kay client or 2, right?
But the bottom line is they don't know your mom. I think that was the point.
My mom has never
making.
done Mary Kay.
Okay.
So I can assure you, and she's never been coached.
She's not one of my subscribers.
Yes, she lives 3,000 miles away. I know that I can get away with telling the full story of my mother belly dancing at the high school graduation party. So the cease and desist order came to my house, my apartment, from a law firm. She's asked me a number of times to stop doing it, and yet I wouldn't. Because I do not believe in holding things in.
Right.
And it was a funny
Getting
bit in my
back
act.
in line, yeah.
Told the story. And then everyone loves it. So everyone who met her, they always wanted to know if it was true, which was a nightmare for me because she's the type of person who gets really, really internalizes things.
Right.
Very upset. She came out to visit me in California. This is many years ago. And it was like one of those things. I saw my friend. He couldn't wait to meet her.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell everyone, if you meet my mom, just go with what's in the present. Let's not talk about the past. She freaks out. Anything. She just goes, you see, she actually arches her back, and you can almost see feathers going up. So the guy goes, she goes, nice to meet you, Gary. And then I see it. And it was one of those scenes from a movie. No. And he's like, did you really belly dance at his high school grad? No, don't do it. And sure enough, she actually said, yes, I did. It's the biggest regret of my life. She's very upset.
Right.
I keep telling her, it makes you sound great.
Right.
You shouldn't be ashamed. She's got a lot of shame.
It's like the cool mom.
That could be another topic, shame.
Yeah.
Shame's a very big, I was going to say motivator. It's a demotivator.
Right.
Is shame. But anyway, are we complete? Can I? It's your interview.
Let me.
Yeah, we're talking about the transformation.
I'm kind
of bringing it into comedy.
Yeah, I know. And you said you had a transformation moment, and so I just kind of want to get a sense. I don't think I've ever even heard this from you, like what your career was starting. So I didn't even know that you started at 16. Yeah. So you're
Ava Tamini's backyard.
Awesome.
Yeah, for beer.
Perfect.
So I did it for beer.
So you're now relatively successful. You started getting paid quickly, you said.
I got really successful for a while, and then COVID's not good for the comedy. Man, I'm telling you. It actually has my net worth. You know, they have celebrity net worth.
Yeah.
And it says $9 million, which is a nightmare for my son at school, because every time beer money comes, they go, your dad's not worth $9 million. My dad's a steel worker.
Right.
So he has to buy all the beer.
Right.
Said, my dad's not worth that now after the divorce. So that's my oldest son with my ex-wife. But anyway, I now took a Sharpie and wrote $9. That's my celebrity net worth now. It's not good. But yeah, I did very well for many, many years doing the impressions. But my manager one time stopped me. This is the moment that I'm saying happened in my transformation. Is everyone had a sitcom, and I was angry. I said, how come I don't have a sitcom?
And this Jerry is after Seinfeld. You had won Comedian of the Year,
around,
right?
Yeah, I'm
around that time?
A little before.
Okay.
Like mid-90s. I'm getting really hot.
But everybody that was roughly at the level that you are.
All my level.
Are
Drew Carey, Tim Allen, you know. These are all people I co-headline with. Or
wow,
whatever.
That's cool.
They all had sitcoms. I mean, a lot. Brett Butler and Ellen DeGeneres had a sitcom. Yeah. Everybody has sitcoms. So I said, how come I don't have one? And the guy turned to me and goes, well, because you don't have a point of view.
Mm.
And it really disturbed me because I would say, listen to that audience.
Right.
They don't care about a point of view. I'd say, what about Seinfeld? He doesn't have a point of view. What if I have a show about a guy that doesn't have a point of view?
Right.
I was like pitching. He goes, you can say all you want, but that's the word, you know.
Wow.
And then sure enough, I never got that sitcom. But I did change my everything that I do changed from that point forward because I now share experiences, not opinions. If I do an impression, it's part of a story like today.
Yep.
That's a story. It wasn't like, here's Jack Nicholson with a yeast infection. Damn, I'm itchy. Anyway, so whatever. So, you know what I mean? That's what it used to be. And they would applaud and everything else. And now everything has to be organic and true. And that is the key for me to life is, sharing those experiences. I connect to that. And that's my alignment.
And that's alignment
with true self, which is out of line for people that don't want truth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want you to ignore certain things in society, to just mindlessly accept what their terms are. Mm-hmm. It all starts with, like, when you're a kid, you're doing this. Remember when you were a kid, you're doing a Pledge of Allegiance?
Right.
Remember, it was a memorization.
And we don't really know what it means at that point.
Exactly.
You're just memorizing.
You just memorize it. You have no idea what it means. And you in line, you put your hand on your heart. You don't say a word except for the words. And the same with national anthem, obviously.
We don't even realize that our heart is not where we put our hand, because we always put our hand over like our left chest.
Right.
But that's not even where our heart is. So our heart's like almost exactly in the middle. Just to your point.
Yeah.
Like we just wrote follow.
It's rote
directions.
Follow. Yeah. And so when I started not being that, even in fourth grade, my first jokes were true stories.
Yeah.
And the teacher, I remember, I was sharing a story about my mom beating me.
Oh.
She heard this one. Thank God she's not listening to this story either. This is when my comedy started. I don't think she knows this.
Really?
Mrs. Stout's class, I was having a really rough year, fourth grade. We had moved a lot. I lived in 13 homes by the time I was in high school. And I used to think the word evict meant move, like they're the same word.
Wow.
Mommy, here's the eviction truck. I really thought they were the same word.
Wow.
She would read a letter. We would move on. Kicked out of like the uncle's house. We lived with the aunts. I mean, we tried everything. And we just moved around. Didn't have any money. And so I had a really rough time that year. And I told a story about my mom, like, beating the piss out of me for spilling this. There were glass bottles, and I broke the bottle and it spilled everywhere. And she tossed me around, and I told the story. I'll never forget. The teacher was really laughing, but trying not to.
Right.
Like this, she was like embarrassed for my mom.
Yeah.
And that was, I went, oh, wow.
And all the kids were reacting?
Howling.
Yeah.
And I'm going, it's the first time I told myself, geez, you just talk about yourself and talk about the truth of a truth that you're not supposed to be telling if you're in line. Oh, my God. But you could see the teacher. I still remember her face, like covering up her laugh, like she shouldn't be laughing at this kid saying this. And that was when I said, whoa. That was another big moment.
So what was that? What were you experiencing in that moment, knowing that your dad had left and you had this experience with your mom? Did you feel loved? Did you feel validated?
When she beat me? Oh, yeah.
No.
A lot of love. No,
yeah, exactly.
Not but my mom, I didn't feel. I felt loved by the class. I felt
That's what I'm asking. Like,
I felt seen and heard in a situation where I was not, obviously, my dad leaving when I was born.
Sure.
Something I said, wah, he's gone.
Yeah.
And
wah.
And then, wah, that'll do it sometimes. And then, but my mom also. I mean, she really she wasn't around, and, she had to work.
Which is a very common story for a lot of comics, right? Like, a lot of, maybe not the details, but personal pain that they turn into comedy to cover up and compensate.
That's the usual formula.
Right.
Seinfeld doesn't have it.
Who do you think started that? Richard Pryor, in terms of like making it part of his act?
Pain. Well, a little bit of Lenny Bruce.
Okay.
But I don't think his is more commentary, where there's pain sharing. Yeah, Pryor.
He was like the most vulnerable for his time, at least, right?
Yeah.
And talking about setting himself on fire and all that.
I think his mom was a prostitute.
Yeah, he grew up in a brothel, I think.
Yes. And now that's, that makes belly dancing, pale in comparison. So
right.
But yeah, I mean.
But it goes back to what you said. It's truth.
Truth, yeah.
And that truth is disruptive, and the same thing that made the teacher know that she's not supposed to laugh, but she's laughing.
Who are your favorite comedians? Who does it for you today?
Pryor. Today.
Yeah.
I like.
It's hard to pick, isn't it?
Yeah, I like. I'm forgetting his name now. The guy that never swears, but just went off on a big old rant.
Brian Regan?
No,
Jim Gaffigan.
Gaffigan, yeah. I was watching him a lot.
I love his rant that he went off on.
Yeah, I didn't really see a lot of that. I know it just made the headlines. And
it did? I just saw one tweet, and I agreed with it, and I was all there for him, because he's saying, if he's speaking out against lack of decency, then that's it's.
And the fact that he's so clean,
lose half his audience, he's okay with that.
Right. The fact that he's so clean, and then in this tweet he wasn't, and it was just kind of like his way. No, he dropped a bunch of F-bombs.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And but he said exactly what you just said. Like, this is the truth, and I'm not going to hold it in. No. And if I lose audience members,
I get
and then
it all
another
the time.
guy.
I had a guy recently. He said, "I'll never pay to see you again."
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it was over a half a tweet.
Yeah.
And you know what it was? I said, Kamala Harris can't wait till she debates Mike Pence. He's going to need a concussion protocol tent. The beating she's going to put on him. That's all I said.
Yeah.
Did you say that? I go, yeah, I did. And he just went after me. Oh, he goes, yeah. Now he called me Sean Penn, Barbara Streisand. He puts me in that category. And I don't even talk about politics in my act.
People are so sensitive. Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
Right. You really don't.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
People are really sensitive about.
If you can't be in your truth, and they always say don't talk about politics and religion. You know who says that? Political leaders and religious leaders, so they can stay lying. They don't want you to call them. They don't want you to pull the curtain on them. So they make that part of the programming too. So get out of line. Hey, stay in line. Yeah. You get my line. Look at churches. You line up for the host and what do they call it? And then the wine and all that. There's a lineup. I remember, all the rituals in every religion. It's a lineup. So you do not get out of the line.
Just about anything that has rules, like really strict rules, and a lot of people don't even understand them.
And then school, you get in literally in a line, and you learn history that is in line with what they want you to believe, and it's memorization. That's not being truthful. That's their truth as they see it. So Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Yes, we still memorize that. Memorized it for them, and then now we're starting to break it down, going, whoa, that cat was not so good. That sounds like a little poem. But
yeah, I mean, it's all like
he annihilated cultures.
Yeah,
entire cultures. So
right, and it comes down to, like you said, being threatening to whatever the status is or whatever the power is. So I've got two more comedians in my head. Going back to your question,
okay.
Patrice O'Neal, I loved him.
Wow. Yeah.
And there's another guy that I'm not remembering right now either. Boston guy, I think. White
Burr.
guy, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Very popular.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I don't know if I could explain.
Big time truth teller.
Yeah.
He does it with a.
He really dances on the inappropriate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, he when I saw him go after a female comedian who said, "Do you think female comedians are as funny as male comedians?" And he just went off on her.
Yeah.
You know, he said, "Hey, honey, got nothing to do with what's between your legs. Get up there and write some jokes."
Right.
You know, that's what he says. You know, and it's like, it's true. I mean,
yeah, he had no fear of those lines of
exactly
getting out of line.
That's how he rose to the top so fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know his story, but he was a comedian just floating around, doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he had one seminal moment in his life in Philadelphia. They booed all the comedians because they wanted to see. It was like a Opie and Anthony tour, and these are like real hosts on Sirius XM or whatever it was, and they had their types of fans, real guys and all that, and they booed the first two comedians off the stage.
Really?
And then Bill Burr comes up and he annihilates them.
The crowd?
He's there, yeah, look at you, you idiots. You worship a Rocky. You know he's a fictional character, you stupid cocksucker. You know, I mean, that whole deal goes, and they, you're the greatest, you're the greatest. They loved it.
Wow.
He told the truth and he went after them.
That's interesting.
And it changed his
career,
life.
huh?
Absolutely.
Wow.
He went from one thing to, and he's never stopped.
Yeah.
That was his launching. And it was just from telling the truth and getting out of line. And they loved it because Philadelphians, that's the one thing about them, they love authenticity.
Right.
And he was being authentic.
Yeah.
Authentically angry, but who cares? That's one of our emotions. Yeah.
So why'd you ask me about the comedians?
I was just curious about your taste in comedians because I would guarantee you that the ones that you like tell the truth. And it was true.
Yeah.
I like Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, big truth tellers.
Right.
Chappelle opened for me when he was 14.
Really?
He still had it. He had it then.
Man.
I just knew. You just knew he was just
You
up
could
there.
just tell, huh?
You could tell. He's dialed into his own energy and not in line.
So looking back, there you can see alignment.
Oh,
I mean, you didn't have that word then, maybe, but
oh no, not at all.
Okay.
I didn't know what that was. Then.
Yeah, sure.
No, as a matter of fact, I was disaligned.
Okay.
I was just following what Rich Little did. He was my idol. Do you know who Rich Little?
Yeah.
Is? He was just an impressionist. There was nothing funny, nothing organic.
Got it.
Just knew how to imitate people. I even imitated Rich Little.
Oh, yeah?
He used to have a show called You Asked For It. And I go, hi, I'm Rich Little. Today on You Asked For It. I'm doing an impression of Rich Little.
Yeah.
And, that's who impressed me. But that's who impressed my mom, who's very much in line.
Yeah.
My mom's in everybody's line. And she told me that Rich Little was great and Liberace was great. She would tell me she didn't know he was gay.
Oh, yeah.
No. She would just think that someone was flamboyant.
Yeah.
My mom's 4 favorite crushes: Richard Chamberlain, Tab Hunter, Rock Hudson, and Paul Lynde, and every one of them full-on gay.
Really?
Yeah.
I only know Rock Hudson. I don't know the other 3.
Oh, really? Tab Hunter? It was like, those matinee idols they called them. And Richard Chamberlain, it was he was the Thornbirds.
Okay.
And it was a sex symbol. And he's really, really gay.
Right.
He's one of the first to come out.
So do you think you were doing impressions of those people on some level to get your mom's approval?
Oh,
attention?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure. My mom loved Paul Lynde. He was one of the first impressions I did. And
I think that's one of the things that happens with little boys. You got the cross-gender relationship, little girls and dads and little boys and moms. And I think we see what our moms like, and we all have a crush on our moms at some point, some innocent, innocent level. And so if So we want them to like us. We want them to love us. And then whatever they like, we tend to want to be like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to, my wife that I'm not, my ex-wife,
Yeah.
I'm really happily married. This is interesting you should say that. I'm really, really happily married now for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I married someone, my whole life I used to say, I want a hippie chick. I used to call them hippie chicks.
Yeah.
I'd make fun of myself. I'm looking for, no makeup, that they have, soot on their feet, they're barefoot. They need a chimney sweep to clean their feet, I used to say.
Right.
And I would never go for one because my mom would be very upset. So I literally married my mother, my ex-wife, to the T.
Wow.
Even where she's from, her ancestors are from.
Really?
Same place. Oh, yeah. And
When did you realize that?
The ancestor thing?
No, that you married your...
Oh, I knew right away. I knew
Really?
right away.
Okay.
My mom's cool. My mom's going to be happy about this one.
Wow.
Even though we got married and she was pregnant when we got married,
Yeah.
that wasn't so good. But I knew my mom would like someone like this. And sure enough, even when we got divorced, my mom hardly ever spoke to my wife now, who's great. She stayed with the one who would attack her son. That's the level that my mom is with and me trying to please her.
Yeah.
So I married. That's the thing, is I made amends for that. I told my ex-wife, I'm really sorry. Eventually I said this because I was basically lying all throughout. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a true love. I thought it was. And listen, I wasn't thinking, today I'm going to wake up and lie. No, I really believed that I loved her. It's because I believed in my mom on what I should love. And I finally got to that.
Which comes back
truth.
to being in line, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree? Yeah.
I went right in her line.
Yeah.
And, she keeps a nice house and speaks well. And, the stuff that my mom likes, that in-line stuff.
Yeah.
That you get rewarded for. We get rewarded for these things. You get a little medal, you get a little pin, a little ribbon.
Get rewarded for being in line and punished for being out of line.
Absolutely.
So
and I got punished a lot when I was a kid.
Right.
They had a thing called the well. And it was across the hallway from the disciplinarian, Mr. Gillespie.
Yeah.
And I would be in the well with all the other bad kids.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. They stick you there. It was kind of like the stocks.
For acting out like you learned in fourth grade, that would give you the attention and
absolutely.
all that.
I put thumbtacks in the teacher's chair. I got 27 detentions for that one.
Wow.
Because I had 27. He counted them.
27
thumbtacks on his stool. He sat on it. It sounded like a leaky gutter.
He must have.
Thumbtacks were flying out of it.
He actually sat down, throwing your weight
full
down.
On down, full weight, and he gets up, and it looked like a bulletin board.
Oh no!
It's falling out, and he says, "Who did this?" Oh, he was pissed, Mr. Hoffman.
Did everybody point at you?
No, nobody did until he says, "Everyone has a detention until you tell me." And then every one of them, best friends, dime me out. Best friends. I was, hey, come on, somebody here. Does anybody have my back here? It was a full-on bust. He counted the thumbtacks, 27 detentions.
Wow.
That was a lot of detentions.
Yeah.
Most of the year was spent there. Mr. Hoffman. I ran into him. I always run into these people.
Yeah.
And it's funny, their perspective on me, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like Mrs. Seidel recently, she found me and she goes, "Are you Craig Shoemaker?" And I just thought it was a fan. She goes, "I'm Mrs. Seidel." I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All of them, I apologize.
Started apologizing.
I saw Mr. Hoffman in the line at the grocery store at the deli.
Oh wow.
I'm so sorry. And all of them, I think they got it. They got that I'm this, this kid that's just trying to, have a dad and have some attention, and none of them were angry. They just thought, wow, they felt for me. They had empathy for me. Mrs. Seidel, I'm friends with her now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just came I did a shoot on the TV show in Philly, and she showed up.
Oh, cool.
And then I introduced her to two other classmates that I hang out with.
Oh, wow.
So all four of us were there, and they were like, "Oh, Mrs. Seidel."
That's really cool.
And then I sang our alma mater because I have a freak memory.
Nice. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who says we can tell what our purpose is in life by what we got in trouble for when we were young.
Oh, jeez. Well, I must be multi-purpose.
That would be it, huh? What do you mean multi?
we'd find our purpose in life by
yeah.
what we
So
got
you got in
for.
trouble for telling jokes and acting out of line and
all
of that, and here
I thought it's a little confusing for me because the ways I got in trouble. I guess I'm fixated on that.
Okay.
I mean, I would burn the woods down.
Yeah, maybe that's not quite your purpose.
What's
your purpose?
I stole cars.
Okay.
I rammed into cars.
So you an arsonist burglar.
Oh, full-on juvenile delinquent.
But you're still alive, man. There's no.
It's
unbelievable
you still have time that I'm alive.
Get back in line with your real purpose.
I cannot believe these woods did not get fully set on fire. I ran on that one.
Did you actually?
I tried to put it out.
Trees on.
I used kerosene and I tried to make Molotov cocktails. And
you used kerosene on bushes and trees and actually lit that.
I just had this big jug and then chucked it over the train trestle and then
really.
And I'm like, Carl, we better run, man. And then oh my God, I really.
So you could have lit the
whole woods.
Forest.
I don't know why it didn't, but I mean that's like the least of the things that I did. So many crimes. I'm not proud of it, but this is a process that I went through to get to now where I am.
Right.
And what's hard about it is now my golf clubs are stolen out of my trunk. And I son of a bitches, my karma again. Because I stole golf clubs when I was a kid.
You just can't get mad at that. Yeah,
I can't get mad at that. That's exactly right.
Okay, so going back to your story of alignment. So you had the moment where your manager,
yes,
agent,
my manager,
says that you have no point of view. And then that's when you start getting into alignment with your career, at least.
I got in alignment with myself.
And life as well?
Well, absolutely. That's when really the rubber hit the road. And now...
And were you married at that time?
No, God. No,
okay.
No, I was still trying to... That was another thing is my purpose shifted there, too. I used to think that, I get the waitress's phone numbers and, and all that. I thought it was about scoring and everything else. I just had everything was out of line.
Sure.
But inside, I wanted a hippie chick, and that's who I'm married to now.
Yeah.
And it's organic and it's real and it's centered, and I just it's what I always wanted, but I didn't think that I wanted it because I thought that I wanted what everybody else said I should want. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Everything that was in line.
Yeah, and even in magazine covers. I married she was actually a soap star, soap opera. An actress you see on television.
Right.
My grandmother loved their soaps.
Yeah, that's jackpot.
It's what I thought.
Right.
I really thought that, but it's not. It didn't connect inside of me. You talked about connectedness. I mean, to me, everything's about that. And my wife now, it's a connection. It's not perfection, but it is a great connection. And look at our little boy that we created.
Those are really two.
My little Jackson.
Yeah, as he walks out of the bathroom there. Those are really two powerful words to put together, perfection and connection.
Well, I'd say that we're connecting with our perfection.
Okay.
But not to be perfectionists. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because we are all made perfect.
Okay, got it.
You know what I mean? And so this source is perfect. This source energy, this God, this light, whatever you want to call it, it is perfect.
Yeah.
And beautiful. But we run from it. We run, we're just so afraid of the dark. And all you got to do is just put the switch, put on the switch.
Yeah, and I know this is so much of the work that you do now.
Yeah.
Is really helping people get into alignment.
Find that light switch.
Yeah. So what do you think it is that people? Two things. Why do we run? And what generally, if there is even like a common thing that you've seen or your philosophy, what is a catalyst that will get people back into alignment, or at least get them to have the decision that I got to get into alignment? Is it like hitting bottom or something?
Yeah. I mean, I think, and yet we have multiple bottoms.
Right.
Like I've had bottoms recently about something else. Like that's it. That's my bottom on that. I just had one recently. I'm a rescuer, and I hit one bottom after another.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time walking away once I'm immersed in the rescue. And I also tend to go to narcissists and play that game, and they lure you in. They lure you in with compliments.
Is that what your mom was?
I don't know.
No?
Jury's still out on my mom, but
Okay.
definitely some others, and borderline personality disorder. And I have a very hard time with those people because I'm a truth teller. And
So you have a hard time, but you're still attracted to them.
Attracted to them somewhat, yes. And there's a little bit of me that thinks I can be the one that can help them. They lure me in through their initial vulnerability, and initially they compliment. They bring you in, they compliment you, and they really. There was this guy, and he hired me to do something, this project, and he didn't know what it was. And I got way more involved than I would for anyone else. It was only for like $5,000. I'm going, but I told him, I said, this turned into like a Spielberg production.
Yeah.
He spends less time on a $300 million movie than this rat remediation thing this guy was having me do. He's teaching me what rat remediation is. And I'm at 3,000 miles away. He's like, oh my God, we're best friends, and all this. And I'm going, yeah, and I was really buying into it.
Yeah.
And then the corner was turned on this guy. And I went, uh-oh. So I start panicking. I start doing my thing. No, see it this way. No, I meant this. And then he starts accusing. Then he did all the stuff those narcissists do, and they will take you down. And there's no bend in them whatsoever. I couldn't believe it, actually. I write to him. It was really clear in what I was writing. It was no attack. And he's there, you just want my money. And, then they accuse, and that's what they do. And then for once in my life, I actually said, I'm sending your money back. I did all this work. Well, it's last week. I did all this work on this. I'm not exaggerating, more than I have maybe a feature film. I mean, it was like, and I produced feature films. This was unbelievable, the amount that this guy wanted of my time. But he lured me in. He kept luring me, and, those little subtle compliments. Yeah. And also the bonding, that he was actually acting like we were spiritually bonding. And did he attack? He started attacking. I went, whoa, man. I was spending more time with this guy than I was my family. I would say to him, this is taking time from my family. He would expect me to get back to him at 6 o'clock at night on a Saturday. And, let this guy, because that's the way they are. They're self-obsessed and they're narcissistic, and they're only going to do things for them. But
there was something that still drew you to that.
Damn right.
Yeah.
And I cut it for once, and
that's awesome.
Not great at cutting.
Yeah.
So there's a bottom, but it's not a bottom.
Yeah.
I'll draw another one in. I'll get fooled.
But don't you think you'll catch it? Because now you have evidence that you can cut it off.
Yeah.
And you have to feel better about cutting it off and what it did to you. So don't you think that now you'll be able to catch the flags sooner and cut it off sooner?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, energetically, I keep bringing in good people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's been very solid for me.
Yeah.
Is just to draw on the good people. And when I get those instincts, when those little things come up, I got to say, it's okay if you drop, cut bait now and you lose your bait. A guy who grows up poor, that's hard to lose your bait.
Yeah.
One time I was fishing with my family, actually with my father. We were hanging out with my father, and I was with my kids.
Yeah.
And we had crab traps, and the string broke off of the boat with these big crab traps, and I paid for them. I dove in after the crab trap, and they're going, "What are you doing, Dad? What are you doing?" Over a piece of like old cod that was inside this cage.
Okay.
And I go, ah! And my first instinct as a poor kid is I dove into this really, really rough current. So then they couldn't even save me in the boat. They couldn't save me because the current was so bad.
Was too strong.
It was so strong. I'm hanging on to like a buoy. So, all because, and I still held on to that string. And my father was like, drop the damn thing. We'll get another trap. I'm going, I got it. I dove in for this thing. But it like tells me, I've never told that story before. By the way, my family laughs at me all the time. But that's like something inside of me was saying, I can't cut bait.
Yeah,
literally. I'm attached to things. And it's a great lesson for us to learn is our attachments.
Yeah.
So anyway, I when I move on from those attachments earlier than some I do, and I feel much better about myself. The deeper I get in, it's worse. And by the way, in looking in retrospect and all these times that it's happened, I'm fine. The only one that's tough is my ex-wife. I still pay for that one a lot.
Literally,
literally all the time. She just can't stop. 15 years later, she cannot stop.
That's crazy.
Can't stop the dance.
Right.
of battling and fighting, even though the children have suffered, the kids have suffered. One's grown now, but can't stop. Some people, that's just their nature. Narcissism is a very, we do not discuss it. We make the label, he's a narcissist, and that's it. We don't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extreme mental illness. But and by the way, they'll call you one. Like, if you call them one, they'll say, oh, you're a narcissist. And of course, I look like one because I'm in performing arts. Right. We all look like narcissists.
Yeah.
But I assure you, if you're watching or listening, I am not. Right. I have plenty of proof, damn it. I'm not a narcissist. They are cunning. Oof.
Yeah, I don't really truly understand all the labels and so forth. The behavior, I think, we do a lot of that or deal with a lot of it in coaching, but I don't really even fully understand a lot of the labels.
Sean, what would you say the percentage of people you coach are narcissists?
I don't think
just in general,
coach
how many do you draw in? Doesn't look like it's a problem for you. You probably don't find many of them.
No, the reason I say it comes up is it's usually our clients are in relationship with narcissists.
Oh, so they probably like that last segment.
They loved it. Yeah. So comment.
Want me to go deeper into this?
Some more validation.
There's borderline personality disorder, which is a level up from or down, if you will.
Okay, yeah.
Of narcissism. It's the worst you can have.
Okay.
Complete non-accountability. They deny everything. They lie. They cheat. They steal. They lie as easily as they breathe. Yeah. Borderline personality disorder is very hard. Dr. Drew's a friend of mine. He said he takes one client a year, if that. He had to go to 11 years of his own therapy just to deal with borderlines. That's how they will suck you in and take the life out of you.
So that could be an interesting, maybe another episode where we can really dive into it.
We should.
I'd be interested in
It's
in
a
doing
very
that.
interesting thing. I've done a lot of study the hard way.
Yeah, right. And that's what I would
Yeah.
that's what I would be really interested in is your personal experience and not just, psychology textbooks.
And by the way, that leads back to what I said before is when I had that moment in my career changed and shifted to a whole other level just by being me. That was the whole key. And stop trying to look a certain way, and then everything. So and then I don't share my opinion. I share my experience most of the time.
Yeah,
it's an opinion based on experience, but you're going to hear the experience first. You're not
Right.
going to it's not from what I read. It's from what I
from what you know,
felt
from what
and
you
what I know exactly. So
yeah, I hear you do that a lot. In my experience, this is what happens, but
Yes.
people still will react to the opinion.
yeah,
Even
that's their
though you're
problem.
framing it that way. So the thing that I thought we were going to talk about, which we did, we just didn't really use this word, is happiness. So my question to you is, can there be happiness, true happiness, in line?
No,
I don't think so either.
no.
But we can convince ourselves that we're happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and they'll say they are. If you challenge someone on their happiness, I'm plenty happy.
Yeah.
I have this, I have that. No, I don't believe them. And I've been there. So this isn't like an opinion. I have been there. I've been in line. I've been in that phony happiness. I used to have a bit my act called the Woo People.
Yeah.
So if you go on like a spring break or, New Year's party, with the veins popping out of the neck.
That's not who I thought the Woo people were.
No, that's the Woo People. What'd you think?
I thought you were making fun of back then about people who are like woo-woo.
Oh,
like
I thought you meant I thought you meant from Wuhan or something.
No.
The Woo People.
No.
No, no. I never thought about that. No. This is
because now you are one of those woo people, those kind of woo people.
Yeah.
I say that with respect because I think that's what I am too. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
We're a bit of the woo-woo. But
Woo!
Right? The vein necks, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So, in my opinion, because I've been one, not having fun. Right. Fake fun. It's like we're supposed to be having fun right now. Like, this is fun for everyone else. Look at what the group's doing. They're actually, believe it or not, in line.
In line, yeah.
They're in line with other idiots with their shirts off and you know, and chugging beers, whatever it is, whatever silly thing that they're doing, but they're not truly having fun. These aren't genuine laughs. People that go to rallies for political rallies, you know, screaming, you know, whatever they're screaming, they are not having fun. I can guarantee you that. If they're screaming for their political candidate, are you really excited about your political candidate, whoever it is? Like excited to the point where you're happy?
What about like sports fans?
Are you really happy? Yeah. Happy?
Would you say the same thing about sports fans?
I can say the same thing, but I come from such misery. My team was up 17-0. My Eagles,
the other day,
and they lost 24 straight points.
But I've thought
that was a little.
But I've thought a lot about how people get attached to their sports teams
That's
winning.
Exactly right. Yes.
And how, you know, like, I don't know how long ago it was, 7-8 years ago, one of the Dodger fans put a Giants fan in a coma, or it might have been the other way around.
No, it was the Giants fan.
And it's like these, you know, if these two guys grew up next door, they could be best friends, but because one has black and orange on, and one has blue and white on, they're like mortal enemies, like literally. I don't know if that guy
they're in line with that,
recovered
and,
or what.
This happens all the time in Philadelphia. If you wear opposing colors, they'll beat you up.
Right.
And it doesn't make any sense. I've done it before, and actually Dodgers, it's bad. I mean, I wear my Philly stuff, and then we have to like put it under another shirt when we're in the parking lot, you know, not wear it. You don't want to go at it with people, but it should be fun. It should be fun teasing one another, and that should be fun. And I've had fun with sports. But again, it's not laugh. It's not really having fun. I talked about this recently in this course that I teach about the other thing is, you know, they say money doesn't buy you happiness.
Yeah.
Well, it's really true because I remember getting a tour of this guy's house. And first of all, he married someone famous, so it wasn't even his money.
Yeah. And
she's not even famous. She's the daughter of someone really famous, right?
Yeah.
And he marries her, and, you know, I know them both, and takes me to their new house. So look at this. Look what I got. Look at that new car.
Yeah.
And he's giving me a tour. It was one of those epiphany moments also in my life where I'm going, he said, yeah, this isn't a Picasso. This is a real Picasso. He did this.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Wow, that's really great.
And he's telling you all this stuff.
All this stuff, all during the tour. And not once did I go, oh my God, this is a blast.
Yeah.
A Picasso.
Right.
Oh, you must walk by this thing every day and howl with laughter.
Right.
And that makes you happy? No, it doesn't. We're told that it makes you happy. We're told that this possession is going to make you happy. But my greatest moments in my life, my true happy moments, the real laughter, the organic sense of self, that's only happened without any of the exteriors. It's just being connected and present, with whoever it is that I'm sharing this laughter with, which it is contagious. Yeah. It's the most amazing thing, laughter, but it's so diminished. It's so diminished. I can't even believe we're the first to go. We're the first you need. Yeah, we're the first to go as comedians.
Interesting.
You need us the most because of the laughter medicine. Right. But even that's dismissed. Laughter's the best medicine. They might say it.
Yeah.
But there's so many unhappy people that are just doubling down on the resentments. There's no happiness in your resentments and being right about it.
I think especially now with the pandemic and the tension in society and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's caused us to get into this place of fear.
Yep.
And some of it is literal survival fear because people are afraid of dying, but others is fear of other people taking over. Obviously, all the political, upheaval and the racial stuff that's going on. And I think, I'm just kind of confirming what you said. Like when people get into that space of fear, then laughter is on the complete other end of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
And so they can't really hold on to both.
You can't be in fear. You can't be depressed. You can't have stress while you're laughing. Do you know they cannot exist in the same plane?
That's interesting.
Watch this. Just laugh with me.
Right.
During that time that we were just laughing, just over nothing.
Right, yeah.
Right? Over nothing but connection. You looked at me, I looked at you.
Yeah.
And we just had, it's truly a absolute spiritual moment that you're having. There is nothing else in the world except for that laugh. There's no thought that's going on. There's no depression. There's no stress.
It's just
nothing
like pure
except
joy.
for it's pure. You
Yeah.
just used the right word. It's pure connection with your higher source. It's absolutely, and yet we don't do it. We don't do it. This is another thing. I have this course now. I'm so happy with it. I just started it. You know, we just used 50 people at first. Now we're expanding. It's called Enlightened Up.
Yeah, I love it.
Am I allowed to curse on here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
ahead.
that's another thing that pisses me off. It's like you can't curse, really.
Yeah.
Really, it's like you're an adult. It's going
Right.
to throw you off that much.
I mean, if they're still watching, then
yeah, okay, then
they
they're
can
still,
handle
then they're
this
with me.
piece. Yeah.
The end of each course, each session, I say, "All right, everybody, enlighten the fuck up."
Yeah.
That's my slogan now. You're having fun. You're having fun with the
ETFU.
language.
Yeah.
And yet you are allowing this light source to be shown, you know, this potentiality to be shown and expressed, you know, through God, source, whatever you call it. It's energy, it's positive energy, and we just ignore it just to stay in line. The lines are limiting.
Do you think that I don't know how much longer we have on our we're restricted. Speaking of restriction, we're restricted by how much space we still have on the
This a
on the
two-parter.
card. Yeah.
The first part is you and your machine gun. We haven't forgotten about that, Sean. You could go on an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're all going to remember Kitty Kitty. Go ahead.
Do you think that getting out of line is required?
Yes. Think about tonight. You know, it's a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. When I was single,
Couple big time studs here in
line,
your office
there
on
was
a Friday
no
night.
shot that I'd be here with you when I was in that line. Because
Right.
Friday night was singles night. That's what they told me.
Oh, you'd be roller skating somewhere.
Oh,
You could roller skate backwards, huh?
yeah, I can. Yeah. I got the jam. And while I'm dancing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can
I
dance
could see it
around.
right now.
Oh, sure. Then I would pair up with someone.
Yeah.
You know, dance backwards. Oh, yeah.
Could you do the thing where you would sit on
I
one
could do
leg?
anything to get laid. Do you understand? Anything. I remember one time I would go to these meetings, and there was this deaf woman there, really hot-looking deaf woman. I studied sign language to flirt. I met someone who was an au pair from Norway, and I went home and studied Norway. So the next time I went out with her, my two friends with me, she had two other au pairs, the three of us, 3 guys and 3 women, and I'm going, oh, Oslo is about 72 miles from Bergen. Herring is the #1 industry, and the fjords, socialized medicine is one of the top. I mean, I went on and on about Norway. Oslo's the capital.
Man,
I mean, I did everything.
you're committed.
I committed. And she pauses. She goes, oh, my gosh. I never bet anybody so smart about Norway. I could even tell you what skid marks, Bremsespor. That's skid marks in Norwegian. I still remember this because I wanted to get this au pair. I will go to any lengths. Those were the days when I would get in line with what I thought was my happiness was getting laid, getting the hottie, getting instead of being.
That's it right there.
You know,
getting.
it was all about that, and that's part of the line. There's not happiness. I could turn everyone who's listening, if there's anyone left, I could say,
I doubt it.
I can guarantee you that the happiness, I have just know where it is, and it's not in those places that we think. It's not what we're trained. It's not some illusion the illusion of the economy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Does that really make you happy? You go like depending on a stock market price, which depends on so many other factors.
Yeah.
That's going to make you happy. You're not laughing.
I think
ever.
it's security is what people think it is,
and it's not.
but you can't find happiness in security.
No,
Yeah.
of course you can't. You can only find happiness with a connection within, a connection with truth. It's the only way to do it. When we're free of fears,
Yeah.
or fear of those doubts and those worries, when we are free, is the only time that we can truly have happiness. So why don't we try to pursue those roads to get to those places instead of these other roads that just take you down to more darkness, more discourse, more dis-ease.
Yeah.
That's where it takes you. And misery loves company. And they're going to try to, they are on a recruiting mission.
I think misery loves company and misery hates losing company.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I've had that happen so many times where people freak out, the fear of abandonment that goes on. Borderlines have a big fear of abandonment.
Really?
Oh, big time. And it's so painful to them that they will kill you if they think you're abandoning them.
Wow.
I had such abandonment issues when I was a kid from my dad leaving. I to this day, I can't take it when a waiter leaves my table.
What do you do?
I have an
try to get him. Come back.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Sir, I'm going to the kitchen.
I'm like stalling my order just so he won't leave. I'm like, how long will this dessert take if it's a inflamed? I have him explain every dessert to me. Sir, can I leave now? Why? Why do you want to leave? Do I have bad conversation? I'm having abandonment issues right now because I feel like the two Mary Kay clients, they left long ago once I said Mary Kay. It's mad that they think I'm making fun of them. Listen, that's the point here, is we don't want to be so serious about things. I can see in Sean's face, I'm also a psychic, that he thinks that I lost some people with the Mary Kay thing. He might even edit it out. We'll see if this goes in. Not that I'm ever going to listen to this.
Right, exactly.
You could get away with
anything. No, I'm going to leave everything in, Craig.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So, in order to heal your abandonment, for anybody that's still... Michelle will still be watching.
God bless Michelle. Still remember Michelle.
She has to because she works...
Oh, that's terrible. Why'd you say that?
She has to because she's the one that does these videos and edits them and makes sure.
Oh, Michelle, don't you dare edit those things out. Michelle, I'm gonna say it should be a two-parter though.
Yeah, at least, and I'm sure at the end of that we'll want another one. But for the people that you haven't scared away,
okay,
let's do something. Let's offer. What can we offer them? You just mentioned you're a psychic and you do a lot of work helping people, get aligned and. So
I love these psychic readings.
So what could
By the way, it's not scary. Don't think it's some tell me who's going to win the World Series. It's not what it's about. It's an energy that we all have, and we are all one on the planet. You talk about walking in someone's shoes. That's what you're doing. You're walking in their shoes. I pick up these energies. It's been so on point lately. Oh, my God. I actually read a couple until 2 o'clock in the morning recently.
Maybe that should be one of our episodes, is you reading me.
Yeah. This guy actually... who works for me, I did him.
Yeah.
It was funny because he also said what you said. Hey, so I can get to know what this is about. And I read him, but then when I said, yeah, sure, right now, he goes, I got to go somewhere. It's scary. It's scary, but it really isn't.
Okay.
And
I could see how it's scary because it's truth, right? I mean, and we're afraid of being out of alignment or being told that we're in the wrong job or something like that.
Well, to be honest, I do these a lot, these readings, and sometimes I'm doing them and the person doesn't even know. And frankly, with you, there's not a lot of depth. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. What I meant to say was...
no offense taken.
There is a tremendous amount of depth, but there almost isn't because you have been to those depths. The truth is right there anyway. You're reflecting yourself. I don't need to reflect it with you. It's like there's nothing hidden with you. Like most of the time I'll bring out some wound from their past. That's a big one that they're holding on to. When I say it's a kidding, the depth thing, but you get what you get with you. You're not holding back. We already know you. So the reading would be a lot of, no kidding. We talked about that 3 episodes ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
Well, I'd still be open to it.
Okay.
In case there is something.
Of course
that
you would. Of course you would. That's you.
Right.
Because you have no fear of going anywhere. You have no fear of hearing something. You're not hiding. And that's what I would encourage everyone to do is don't hide anymore. I break down in the course. I keep talking about the course. Maybe someone will take it.
Right.
Maybe Michelle, the only one left.
Yeah, maybe.
But I break
Michelle
down.
has a lot of personalities, though.
I know. Well, that's
so
perfect. We have levels
plenty
of our
people
class.
in the audience just inside one.
Listen, Michelle, I understand. My therapist charges me a group rate. Okay. I understand a lot of the personalities. I got a lot of them, as you've probably seen in this show. I could bring Philly guy in any minute now. You don't want to talk to him. But I break it down. Laughter is love, acceptance, understanding, gratitude. Then you move into transformation, enlightenment, and rejoice. It used to be rejuvenation, but all these women work for me, and they said, it sounds like vaginal rejuvenation, so take that one out. So I'm sure a lot of your clients who are also female probably would also hear rejuvenation, wrong word.
Got it.
So I switched it to rejoice.
Perfect.
That's the R in laughter. So if you embrace all of those things, if you work on all of those things, you will truly have the laughter will manifest, and you will have joy, and you will have happiness. And this is where more people, I believe, should go, but they live in such a limited way.
Yeah.
They're in the line, and it's so limiting. That's all you get.
Yeah.
And judgmental, and it's all hypocritical.
Yeah.
If somebody says something like someone you deify, we deify too many people, especially narcissists. That's what we do. What's wrong with challenging them? What inside of you prevents you? Why do you go all in, and then it becomes a fight for the all in, like protecting daddy? It's always daddy. Very rarely you're protecting women.
Yeah.
And why? What? Can't they make mistakes?
Apparently not.
No.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me. Oh, politicizing and all that kind of no. I stick with my values, and that person's stepping on my values. And by the way, there might be another case where I'm going, I'm right with them.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. But we have to be all in. That's getting in line.
Think with politics or even sports or just anything that kind of feels like it's a dichotomy where it's one team against another. I mean, we see it obviously in politics here in the States a lot. I think we're so committed to being a part of the team. I think part of it is winning, the idea of winning. Yeah. I think part of it is fear of abandonment. I think part of it is breaking from whatever familiar comfort, safety we've been in, whether it's beliefs.
Being shamed.
Right.
That's
and
a big one.
We get a lot of them from our parents. So if we step out of line from our parenting programming, and it all comes back to what you're saying, which is the title of the book, stepping out of line.
Yeah, and what would be wrong with saying, I've done this before, that Tom Brady is unbelievable. Man, you just go, whoa, that's a whole other level right there.
Yeah.
Even though it's the Patriots, who I cannot stand.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback that ever lived.
Right.
I've watched him perform in situations that I've never. It's inhuman.
And I don't want to believe that.
That sounds like he's hurting people.
No, I know what you're saying. Superhuman.
Superhuman, yes.
Yeah. I don't want to believe that.
Want to believe what?
That Tom Brady is superhuman. But here's why. Because his first Super Bowl win and his last Super Bowl win was against the Rams. And I'm a Ram fan. So there's that element of, he's the bad guy. He took down my team. And so that allegiance to my team prevents me from fully embracing his greatness.
Really?
I mean, I understand.
He beat my Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not this last one. It was our only win was against him. But when he beat them, I went to Jacksonville and watched the game. I was like, that dude is just.
Yeah.
It's like one of those, got to give it up. You got to give it up.
At a certain
point, Michael Jordan was never
to.
on my team, but I got to give it up. That guy's unbelievable. All the greats, even if they're on the opposing team, you've just got to give it up. It's like, hey, good game.
Mm-hmm.
When did we turn into spoiled sports?
That's a big
where
one.
We're not shaking hands and saying good game. That was always part of being a gentleman, or a gentlewoman.
Yeah.
Where did that go? Where did that decorum go?
Yeah, that's an interesting
These
one.
days, it does not exist. Sportsmanship does not exist. tennis is fading, which was always that kind of a sport. The genteelness of golf and the respect of golf is also going with people screaming, "Oh my God!" when they hit the ball, it's in the hole. Oh my God! By the way, they need new writers. At least let me write you some new lines.
What would some of those lines be?
I don't know. Struck well. I have no idea. Struck well. Woo!
There you go.
Add a woo.
Woo! Turn the whole golf audience into woo people.
Or go the whole opposite way.
Right.
Say, damn, you hit the shit out of that ball. I mean, whatever it is, just I don't know. It's
something new.
There's something that's just because, by the way, what they're saying when I say they need new lines written for them, that's in line.
Yeah,
that's the new popular trending thing. When did everything turn a bit into trending too? They turned it. Now I'm sounding like a cranky comedian.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
I'm a boomer.
Yeah, you are.
I'm sounding like Jay Leno. So what's going on with these people on my lawn? I just can't believe it. So anyway,
I think it does come all the way back to what we've been talking about is being in line, and I think to your point or to your question, I think it's a proven mode of approval or a proven mode of laughter, and if that's what somebody's out for, obviously, then they'll do the thing that is already proven to get what they want.
Right.
So
Friday night, here I am with you.
Yeah, here we are.
It's dark now, man. What the hell? What am I doing spending a Friday night with you?
I'm not all that deep. So
I told you that already. The reading's over already. I
think
I can do a psychic reading with you.
Well, so anybody that's still here, let's give them something.
Okay.
So
what am I giving
anybody that's there, do you want to give away? I mean, like they could email you. You want to give them like $1 discount on a reading or something like that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If you
that would be a 50% discount, right?
$1? Yeah. If you don't listen to him on that note, but that's not the truth. But I am the type, though, if you reach out to me and say that I connected with you, first of all, we'll have some sort of a little exchange anyway, because I enjoy that. I enjoy connecting. I enjoy it when people acknowledge, acknowledge what I'm putting out there, sharing this gift, and whether it's through laughter or joy, it could be through tears. It could be through – I've had a bunch of people that connect with me because I talk about I was kidnapped by a serial pedophile, and I have had so many people that they're so happy they get released that way because they hold on to it. They become drunks and drug addicts and failed marriages and things like that because they can't address the truth of what happened to them when they're younger. You've heard about this.
Sure.
And I'm actually almost, it sounds weird, almost happy that it happened because I get to be the messenger of truth and know that I can get you out of that jail by just telling the truth.
And you've been there with that particular level of pain.
And I'm fine. You know, I'm more than
debatable.
fine from it. Maybe I'm hiding something. That taught me so many lessons. You know, it was obviously very traumatic, and at the time and for years it did affect me greatly. But not today. If anything, it just really strengthens me, to go through things like that. And so, I mean, the big message I can say to everybody is, just get to your truth. And if they say, people argue with you. They go, what's the truth? I go, it's your version of truth. No, the truth really is pure. It's inside of all of us. It is us.
Yeah.
That is the essence. That is us. That divinity. That is truth. It's everything else that goes around it that's not. If you can get to that place, then you center in that, and there's so much more joy and so much more happiness. And, yes, if you write Craig at CraigShoemaker.com and say, I heard you on Sean's, and, join our class. We're really rocking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really are. I do fun assignments. That's blast awesome. When they come back. I did a simple one. I said, let's list your funny movies. And this whole exchange starts happening on this private message board or this private Facebook page we have. Oh, it was so much fun to listen to what other people's movies were. And then when they came to the class, I told them what type of comedy that was and why that does appeal to them.
Ah, that's
a lot of
cool.
people don't understand. From a veteran comic, I can tell you where humor comes from. Then the other part we teach in the class is how they can be funny. That's something that coaches need.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, fine, you're funny.
The red light's not on anymore. So
we've been talking.
You took too long to get to. It's only been off for about 2 minutes. You took too long to get to your email, so nobody got that.
Uh-oh. Close it out.
Yeah.
All right.
We still got this audio, though. So
no, I'm leaving. You can talk to yourself all day. My son's back here playing games.
Yeah. So email Craig at craigshoemaker.com. We'll put a link somewhere. And, yeah, let's do more of this for sure. As Craig is,
I'm looking at my.
He's just looking at his phone.
I'm looking at my phone. This guy, he's miserable. He constantly texts me and this other guy, and he thinks he's funny, but he's miserable.
Got it.
So the truth doesn't have to be misery.
Yeah,
you can have fun and not be miserable. Some
fun.
people do that though. They double down on the misery because they think it's funny, but it's not. You eventually got to get to the other side of it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's in alignment.
In alignment.
Get out of line and get in alignment.
Getting out of this place right now.
Awesome.
Sean, real pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me on. You're usually on mine.
Right. You're pointing at a camera that's not on. It looks good, though.
Follow official Craig Shoemaker on Instagram.
Official Craig. Is that the best place to go? Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook, website.
Is it all?
CraigShoemaker.com. It's
You're
all
pretty
on
easy
there.
to find.
Pretty easy. If they can spell Shoemaker, they always put a little umlaut, like I'm off the boat from Bavaria.
Right.
Schumacher.
Right.
No, just a little shoemaker, not a mocker. And, contact me. All right,
Perfect.
brother.
All right,
Thank you, man.
Now, if you made it all the way to the end of this video and your name's not Michelle, then we honor and celebrate you. And if you're still influenceable, then go check out that video on the #1 success principle for coaches.
And since we don't know what the target actually is, I want you to give no value to doing it right.